Hey guys, yes, I was crying, but I just wanted to share like how I felt. Over the last 3 years, I've gone to see a therapist. I've had, I guess like 3 different therapists. Ther- okay, so therapy really changed my life because, like growing up, I was like really numb and I didn't see my dad for like 10 years. So I like became really numb because I had to suppress like the grief that I felt from just like suddenly not talking to my dad for like 10 years. And then I would go see him and I would suppress how I felt towards him because I was like angry towards him. I had a lot of mixed emotions. But like when I would come back to America, I wouldn't talk to him. Like I would try to reach out and he wouldn't talk to me. And so then it was just like more grief, right? Like more resentment and just suppressed grief. So I felt really numb growing up, as I feel like a lot of us do, like where we're just like suppressing so much emotion. And so like when I turned 30, I was 32, whatever, I looked into therapy and I started to just really talk about my emotions, really face my emotions and like how I felt. And at first, even with my therapist, I was very skittish. I don't know if I'm using the right word, but in a sense, I was really afraid to tell her how I felt. And like, if she said anything that was too sensitive, I would feel judged. But then I started to bring up like how I felt. Like even if I felt judged, I would tell her. Well, she changed jobs, so then I had to get another therapist, and then he changed jobs, and then I got a new therapist, and I was like really afraid to again go into this new relationship with my therapist because I was afraid that she was gonna move on too, and she was like, I'm gonna be here for like 2 years, don't worry. And then something happened where she had to go back to her country, and so I was talking to her this morning and I started to feel shut down. Like I was like, oh, I feel bored talking to her. And I was trying to address like why I felt bored. So I just felt really sad, and then I went to this place that I know my friend usually goes to. He wasn't there. I felt sad. And I went home and I was like feeling super depressed, and I was like, okay, I think I need to address like how I'm feeling. And all of a sudden it was like, okay, this feeling of like I miss my dad. Well, I called this Christian hotline. I tried to like reach my friends and just tell them how I'm feeling because I felt this sadness in my heart. Called this Christian hotline, talked about how I felt, and it was this realization that losing her as a therapist, losing my therapist, felt like a sense of loss. It triggered the feeling of not having my dad here and not being able to see him for the last 4 years because of COVID. And I decided to voice memo and just write my therapist, hey, this is how I feel. I felt very emotionally blocked because I didn't want to get more attached to her, and I didn't want to be emotionally present. And I noticed that in a lot of my friendships or relationships that I would do that. I would suppress my emotions so that I wouldn't get close to them. And like I felt numb around certain people because I was just like, I shouldn't get close to them because I'm gonna lose them anyway. But that's not a way to live because you're not happy, you're not emotionally present. But by telling my therapist how I felt, like I just felt like those emotions were released. So yeah, it's been a really like interesting journey for me. When you kind of like open up and you just tell people how you feel, like it's amazing how open you become and how happy you become, right? So I'm just really grateful that I was able to recognize that instead of seep into that depression. Well, anyways, hope you enjoyed my video, and I'm gonna say hi to you, hi, and wave. Thank you.